Hi friends, this is Mira and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to talk about short books. So personally, I am in awe of short books, especially when they evoke strong feelings or starts a conversation or a topic with the shortest of words possible. So also you don't have to commit a lot of time to finish one. So it's all good on that end. So for today's video, I'm going to be recommending books that are like 250 pages and below. So these are from variety of genres. So hopefully there is something here that would pique your interest. Here we go. Our first book is Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. So this is a queer horror fiction about a couple named Leia and Miri. So Leia just returned from a deep sea mission where she got stranded for a long time. However, when she came back, the Leia that returned is showing intense physical and behavioral changes. They try to act as if everything is normal, but Miri slowly realizes that the Leia that she loved is slowly slipping away from her. Julia Armfield's writing is just amazing. I really enjoyed how she portrayed Leia's physical transformation, Leia and Miri's emotional journey, and its toll on their relationship. The atmosphere was haunting and ominous. However, she tends to write in long paragraphs, and this book is a bit on the slower side, so be wary of that. But her descriptions were just fantastic. Her descriptions of Leia's physical transformation, the imagery of the ocean, and how claustrophobic it was when Leia and her team were on the submarine. It was really great. So also this book is on just 240 pages. So yeah, that's our first book, Our Wives Under the Sea. It's really great, guys. Highly recommend. Next is White Nights by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. So this is about two lonely people who met and found solace in each other. The woman is sad because she misses her lover, and the man is lonely and is starved for love for all his life. The man then falls in love with the woman and offers her friendship and companionship and hopes to win her affection at the end. Technically, I shouldn't like this. I find the man a bit desperate. His feelings escalated so quickly. She just met the girl and fell in love at first sight when he saw her crying at the bridge. So I'm not really fond of the insta love trope. There's that here for this story. But I cannot explain it the way Dostoevsky wrote about the man's loneliness and heartbreak really pinched my heart. I'm not even sad or heartbroken when I read this, but after finishing this book, I felt like I came out of a failed relationship. This is my first Dostoevsky, and surely this will not be my last. If you want to start reading his works and is intimidated by his other hefty works, I suggest you read this first. So let's all get heartbroken together. The next book is Galatea by Madeline Miller. So, finishing in just 64 pages, this is a feminist retelling of the Greek myth of Pygmalion and Galatea. If you're not familiar with this story, Pygmalion is a sculptor who was blessed by the goddess Aphrodite when she gave life to her masterpiece. It's a marble statue of a beautiful woman. So later, Pygmalion and the former statue, whom he named Galatea, got married and had a baby. That's where the Greek myth ended. However, in this book, the conflict arises when Pygmalion expects Galatea to be subservient to him all the time. But Galatea, being a human already, uh, she has desires of her own and wants independence. So that's it. This is one of my favorite retellings ever. This is a story of obsession, entrapment, and women being treated as objects. This offers a different point of view regarding the Greek myth. Greek myth, and also you can finish this in one sitting. So that's Galatea by Madeline Miller. The next book is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. So this is a story of two female agents from opposing groups who were at war with each other. These agents travel through time to one up each other and to secure the best possible future for their group. Then they start leaving messages, letters to each other to boast and to taunt each other. However, these letters slowly during through time became more intimate and they fall in love. We follow them as they try to be loyal to their faction, to their group, and at the same time trying to hide their relationship from their superiors because they know that it's forbidden, and once their group knew about their relationship, it will be their deaths. I read this book twice last year and I still think about it from time to time, and I think that says a lot about its impact on my reading journey. This book can also be a little bit confusing because of all the science and the time travel stuff, but it gets better once you're deeper into it. You'll understand it. So please don't give up. If you get confused while reading this, it will get better. I promise, guys. I also love the writing. I can compare it to Olivia Blake's Alone with You in the Ether, also Julia Armfield's Our Wives Under the Sea. So if you like those books, writing style, you'll probably like this one too. What's also fun is after finishing the book, you'll see all those clues and puzzle pieces forming together and weaving into this amazing story. And that's the reason that I read this twice. I felt like I appreciated the story more and was able to pick up all the bits and pieces of clues since from the beginning of the book. Although thinking about it now, I think there are still some things that went over my head. So maybe a third reading in the future. Who knows? That's This Is How You Lose the Time, or I highly recommend it, guys. The next book is Kim Ji-young, born 1982. So this is a story of Kim Ji-young. She is a full-time wife and a mother. So after a while, her husband notices that Kim Ji-young starts to take on the voices of different women, both alive and dead. Her husband convinces her to consult a psychiatrist, and then there we follow as she narrates the story to the psychiatrist, her life story from childhood up to the present. Kim Ji-young is the representation of all women. Her experiences are the collective experiences of all women everywhere. I can readily relate to a couple of instances that she experienced in this book. It shows the double standards, the misogyny, uh, and the total unfairness of society towards women. All in all, this is a story of a regular woman trying to survive, and it mirrors all of the bad things that women has to face in their everyday living. This book made me angry and sad at the same time after reading this, and I love it. So, to all my girlies out there, if you haven't read this, please, 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 please give this a try. The next book is Minor Detail by Adania Shibli. So this is a story of a young Palestinian woman in 1949 who was captured and raped by Israeli soldiers. She was then killed and buried in the sand. Many years later, another young Palestinian woman became so fascinated with the story, with this minor detail in history, to the point of obsession. We then follow her journey as she tries to uh, pierce together the story of what happened to the victim in the face of the ongoing limitations imposed by the Israeli government towards the Palestinians. The narrative style is simple and it lacks emotion, but surprisingly, I think it shows the truth more about the state of the two narrators of the book. I like the parallel between the victim from 1949 and the present day Palestinian woman. I was fascinated with how the present day woman's experiences mirrors what happened to the victim from 1949. It was just, I think, intelligently done. This book is heartbreaking, but I think it is a must read, especially if you want to read works by Palestinian authors. So I really suggest you give this a try. The next book is Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. So this is a story about a young girl named Pecola. She's regarded ugly by the people around her because of her skin color and her mannerisms. Because of this, she develops an inferiority complex and she wants to have blue eyes like white people, which she regarded as beautiful. This only has 212 pages, but after reading this, I felt like my heart was shattered and ground to dust. So, Pecola came from a troubled household. They have financial issues, and her parents are always fighting. His dad is unstable, is an alcoholic, and is sexually abusive. So, her mom her mom believes that only beautiful people deserves love, and she thinking of herself as ugly also. This book really broke my heart because we follow Pecola as she struggles, as she experiences all of the bad things that's happening in her life, and it's just too much for a child, even for an adult. Baby girl can't catch a break, and my heart just aches every time I think about all of her struggles. Bluest Eye teaches us how hurtful racist remarks can be, especially to a growing child who's still developing and forming their own self. Um, it certainly will impact their self worth and confidence, and of course, these things they will carry it until their adult life. This book is short, but it has a lot to say, and I think everybody should read this. The last book for this list is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca. So, this is about two women who met in a chat room. So, the first one is Agnes. Agnes is forced to sell a family heirloom. I think it is a vintage apple peeler. So, she needs to sell it to pay for her rent. There she met Zoe, who paid her, but she didn't want the apple peeler at all. In exchange for the money, they formed a sub-dom relationship through chat, wherein Zoe instructs Agnes to do a lot of things, and things really just escalates from there. First, let us just admire the cover. I think it perfectly captures the story. I was fascinated and creeped out at the same time by its cover, but after finishing the story, the cover just made sense. It's amazing. So, this book is not for the faint of heart. When I said earlier that things escalated, things really went out of bounds from both Agnes and Zoe's end. So, that's a warning to you guys. I don't want to give more specifics about Zoe and Agnes's relationship, but I can best describe it as a sub-dom relationship that's less physical but is leaning more towards the power and control that the other woman have on over the other. And that's it for this video, guys. 8 books under 250 pages that you can finish under one sitting. I hope there's something here that piqued your interest. If you're still here, thank you for staying with me until the end. I appreciate it. Have a great day wherever you are. Bye bye.